Well, Dennis, it's past 10 o'clock, which means all is quiet. As you can see, they made a lot of progress. A good chunk of the viaduct is now gone. You can see all the way through. First of all, a storm drain that's not exactly ideal for bicyclists, and that's mainly because it's sunken into the ground a little bit. But just a few feet away, a different kind of drain, one that the city prefers. First of all, it's fairly flat, but second, if a bike's driving over it, the wheel is not going to get caught in the drain. They figure Lizzie was at least 150 feet from shore. That's half the length of a football field. Well, Dennis, just an hour ago there was no water where I'm standing right now, so it is definitely a noticeable difference. At last check, the river had surpassed 54 feet, which is the flood stage here. When the elevated highway here disappeared, it was not replaced by an underground tunnel, just a simple city boulevard, 2 lanes in each direction, and a streetcar line right down the middle. Right now, my photographer, Jeff, is standing on an observation deck that is about 30 feet high, so picture that. A wave coming out of the ocean here, reaching that high, basically filling up your television screen. Well, already here in the junction at Alaska and California, you can see a sign hangs over Easy Street Records that reads, "Welcome home, Amanda," a sign that will greet her when she does return home. Clearly, she has a lot of support here in the Seattle area. Many were watching early this afternoon when that verdict came down. One moment, years in the making. As morning dawns in West Seattle, 4 years of emotions are summed up by 2 words hanging from a West Seattle bridge. Free Amanda.
This is a breaking news special report.
The verdict will be read in court.
It is the day her closest supporters have both longed for.
There's more of a hope now.
And feared.
The lawyer side of me knows anything could happen.
As they huddle in the presidential suite of a Seattle hotel, sleep is not an option.
Welling up and tearing, and then I'm fine, and we laugh, and then welling up and tearing. It's just been excruciating.
Accuse assolutamente.
First, they watch Amanda make her final plea for freedom.
It was pretty heart-wrenching.
Più giovane
And then they wait.
I wouldn't say nervous. I'm very anxious.
It might be the caffeine and not sleeping all night making it worse.
They wait in places like this, where Amanda's considered a close friend.
I bet that she would have got off if she was in the U.S.
They wait in restaurants like the Village in Marysville.
And of course that would seem...
And Phuket in Queen Anne.
Well, if she didn't do it, hopefully she gets set free.
Where Amanda is a stranger, followed closely on the news. And of course, they wait in Italy, where night has fallen as Amanda makes her way to the courthouse for the verdict.
We have several crews following developments.
To her closest supporters, there has always been a fine line between guilt and innocence. In this one moment, at 12:50 p.m. Seattle time,
I wish I could read his lips.
The world waits for an interpreter to say those words.
They are acquitted of offense.
Wow.
Silence, please. Silence, please. Knox Amanda is free.
And they know.
Oh, man.
I can't believe it.
God,
I can't believe it.
Thank you, God. Thank you.
The line has finally been crossed.
Sometimes you cry because you're just so unbelievably happy.
2 years after she was convicted and sentenced to 26 years in prison.
To Amanda herself, we say, way to go, kid.
Amanda Knox is free.
It's amazing. It's great. I'm glad they finally got it right.
A relief for her family in Italy.
We're thankful that Amanda's nightmare is over.
And her grandmother in Washington.
And I just felt like coming apart. That was it. And then joy took over.
They now know Amanda is coming home.
Godspeed and safe travels, and see you soon.
Time and time again today, we heard Amanda Knox's supporters offer prayers and condolences to the victim's family. Despite everything that happened today, as one person said, it is still primarily a sad occasion. Live in West Seattle, Joe Fryer, King 5 News. At the Catacamo home in Snohomish, they know even when a soldier's away, heroes abound.
They are my little heroes. Yeah.
Shireen Catacamo was amazed at the bravery of her kids, Sam and Nate, and 3-year-old Luciana.
I love to kiss him.
All 3 of them have stepped up in the absence of their big hero, their dad, Lieutenant Colonel Matt Catacamo. He's been serving in Afghanistan since last November.
The blessing, I think, in that is just having seen such character growth in my children.
It's why Shireen got Little Cedars Elementary School to help out with a little Veterans Day surprise.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel Matt Catacamo. I'm Nate and Sam's dad.
A video message from Dad in Jalalabad addressed directly to his 2 sons.
We actually live at the edge of the runway.
The boys know Dad should be home by Christmas, or if they're lucky, Thanksgiving.
Thank you for everything you've done. We're going to be a family again, okay? We're going to play baseball and soccer. I'm going to meet all your teachers.
At least, that's what they think.
I've got a better idea. Just stay right there for a minute.
Where's my boys?
Some might tell you it's not nice to fool children. Those people have never seen a moment like this.
I'm really I think I'm gonna go crazy.
My little heroes got their present I wanted them to have, and I could not be more happy for them.
It's a moment for heroes of all sizes.
It's no longer surreal. Now it's actually happening. The year's over. Get back to being a family and a dad.
In Snohomish, Joe Fryer, King 5 News.
Starting with pancakes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. Good job.
How perfect the world would be.
What happened to the door?
You want to jump up behind Daddy?
If a photographer's camera only captured smiles.
There's a worm on Rachel's head.
Oh, no, guys.
If every single click
Oh, that's perfect.
revealed a happy moment.
Good job.
No!
For the Hill family,
Picture.
one might think that's the case.
Can you put your hand on Mama's tummy? Right here?
After all, Joy Hill is now 8 months pregnant, anxiously looking 1 month forward.
You're going to bring your hands under her tummy.
But midway through this maternity photo session,
it brings back memories of
Joy and her husband Brian can't help looking 1 year back. Back to the last time she was pregnant, a time that was anything but happy. Several weeks into the pregnancy, doctors uncovered a series of problems that led to a bleak prognosis for their future son, Gabriel.
They said he could live for a few hours. They didn't really know.
Faced with such a painful possibility,
so amazed by the courage of the families.
The hospital referred them to photographer Vicki Zoller.
It isn't just about the baby, but it's about that love.
She volunteers her time and talents for a foundation called Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep.
It is what photography is about.
It's a nationwide network of photographers who take pictures of babies that don't survive.
Oh, they can look at this and know and remember that they did hold their baby, that they did love their baby.
Vicki has now helped 60 families, taking hundreds of photos without a single happy ending.
When I'm in that hospital room, I feel more like a photographer, a true photographer, than any other time, because I'm recording a moment in time that truly, truly cannot come again.
Vicki first met the Hills at their grief-filled maternity session last year and was there again on the day little Gabriel was born.
As a mother, I still had to the last minute, hoping for that miracle to happen, that it's not going to be hours, but at least, days or months for him to be with us.
But when Gabriel was born, there was only silence. He never cried, never opened his eyes, and within an hour, he was gone.
It was short. It was short. The only thing that we were just saying our I love you and goodbyes at that point. So it's really a tough moment.
The one thing that helped was having Vicki there, taking pictures of Gabriel's first bath, of his tiny feet, of his delicate head cradled in Mom's hands.
And they just cuddled with him on the bed and snuggled up to him and kissed on him and loved him. And then I left and they had to go home without him. It's heartbreaking.
Even though Gabriel only lived a matter of minutes, Those precious photos will last a lifetime.
Because, I mean, as you can tell, we're still affected by it, but having the pictures there just helps him be a part of our family still. That's a long chain. There you go.
Thanks to those photos, their oldest kids, Alamea and Kai, will always know they had a brother.
We don't want him to be forgotten.
Are you comfortable?
And now, a year later, the Hills are in front of the camera again,
So scoot all the way back into him, Joy.
expecting another baby.
For me, this is a great way to just sort of honor their courage of what they went through last year.
And maybe she'll kick you.
She did once, right in the cheek.
While every test indicates this child is perfectly healthy,
It's kind of bittersweet, isn't it?
how could a mother relive these maternity milestones
You guys are so brave for doing this.
and not think of Gabriel?
You're doing fine.
The emotions and fears are always there.
We're all done taking pictures and you guys can play.
But on a clear May night at Evergreen Medical Center in Kirkland,
It's okay. It's just your foot. There it is. Oh, yeah.
there would be no silence
You want to take that?
when Miliani Hill came into this world.
I just can't take my eyes off of her.
Thank you. Just put your
She cried within seconds and opened her eyes immediately. And once again, Vicky was there to capture it all. Photos of her first bath,
Let's rinse you off. There you go.
See?
of her tiny feet,
It's a big foot.
Oh my goodness.
of her delicate head, cradled in her mom's hands. In so many ways, these images remind them of Gabriel.
You probably look at them right together, and one is happiness and one is sadness.
But in so many ways, this is different.
Okay, let's go, sweetheart.
Because a day later, this family is leaving the hospital,
Walking feet, Alamea.
one member bigger.
It's so nice to actually
Bring a baby home. Yeah.
Sure is.
It's so much.
It sure is.
Nothing will ever replace Gabriel.
Can I have a hug before you go?
Bye-bye, Vicky.
Bye-bye.
But finally, Vicky and the Hills have what was missing for so long.
Here we go.
A happy ending
Okay, buckle up, Allie.
made possible by a happy beginning.
You've seen how they've been reborn in a way.
Joe Fryer,
They're coming back to life.
King 5 News.
Yay!